Good morning, class 90 students. I hope you all are in tip top condition and sincerely writing down the answers to the questions that I upload with every video lesson. Dear students, this is the third and the last video lesson of Act 1, Scene 2. In previous video lesson, we have seen Portia's assessment of the remaining four suitors. She comments on Monsieur Liban, saying that he had the characteristic of every man and had no personality of his own. Later, she describes Falconbridge, the young Baron of England, saying that though he was handsome and strangely and unmannerly dressed, he did not know Latin, French, or Italian. Later, she comments on Scottish Lord, saying that he was a coward and did not repay the Englishman who gave him a blow. At the last, she tells about the Duke of Saxony that he was a drunkard. He, in his sober moments, behaved less than a man and when drunk, no better than a beast. We also find that Nerissa tells Portia to set aside her fears concerning the suitors. She says that they have informed her of their decision to go back home. Portia is in the mood of melancholy, but she determined to remain a virgin like Dinah, even if she lives to be as old as Sibylla, unless she is won in marriage by some suitor in the lottery of caskets. Now, let me begin from Nerissa's dialogue. Nerissa's dialogue. Do you not remember, lady, in your father's time, a Venetian, a scholar, and a soldier that came hither in company of the Marquis of Montferrat? Let's see how does Portia responds. Portia's dialogue. Yes, yes, it was Bassanio, as I think. So was he called. Let me explain these two dialogues together. Here, to introduce Bassanio, Nerissa recalls the visit of a young Venetian along with the Marquis of Montferrat when Portia's father was alive. He was a scholar and a soldier. We find Portia's feelings for Bassanio are quite positive. She recalls his name and tells Nerissa that he fully deserves her praise. Her simple reply shows that she is already in love with Bassanio. The next one is Nerissa's dialogue. True, madam, he of all the men that ever my foolish eyes looked upon was the best deserving a fair lady. Now let us see Portia's response. Portia's dialogue. I remember him well, and I remember him worthy of thy praise. I think these two dialogues are quite simple. You can easily understand this. After this dialogue, enter a servant. Portia asks the servant, how now? What news? It means, hello, what is the news? Let me read the servant's dialogue. The four strangers seek for you, madam, to take their leave, and there is a forerunner come from a fifth, the Prince of Morocco, who brings word the prince, his master, will be here tonight. Let me explain the phrase four strangers. Why did the servant mention four strangers? Actually, six suitors have been mentioned earlier. So it may be possible that Shakespeare seems to have forgotten that six suitors have been discussed. Or it may be also possible that the Scottish and the English lords were added to the scene to amuse the audience. Or it can be also possible that the servant regards two of the suitors with such contempt that they are not even worth mentioning it. Is this clear to you? Let's see what did the servant say. The servant says that the four visitors wish to see her as well as to take her leave. Then there is a messenger from a fifth, the Prince of Morocco. He brings the news that the prince, his master, will be here tonight. Last dialogue is of Portia's dialogue. Let me read her dialogue. Portia's dialogue. If I could bid the fifth welcome with so good heart as I can bid the other four farewell, I should be glad of his approach if he have the condition of a saint and the complexion of a devil. I had rather he should shrive me than wive me. Come, Nerissa, sirrah, go before. Whilst we shut the gate upon one wooer, another knocks at the door. Exeunt. This dialogue, we can feel Portia's dislike for Prince of Morocco because of his dark complexion. Before I explain the full dialogue, let me explain you the annotation dark as the devil. Devils were represented as black in Shakespeare's time. Portia is basically remarking that no matter how good he might be inside, she should not like to marry him because of his complexion. Now, let me explain you the dialogue. Here, Portia tells that if she could welcome the fifth suitor as gladly as she bid farewell to the other four, she should be happy to hear of his arrival. If he has the virtues of a saint but the dark complexion of a devil, she would prefer that he hears her religious confession rather than he marries her. Come, Nerissa, go ahead of us. As we shut the gates on one suitor, another knocks at the door. They go out from here. Before I close this scene, just let me remind you the significance of the scene. Actually, what are the things that we have learned? In this scene, we have found the scene introduces Portia and Nerissa. Then it informs us of the cascade lottery. Later, we also come to know Portia's interest in Bassanio. So this much is enough for today. In next video lesson, I am going to start Act 1, Scene 3. That is the next scene, Scene 3. Till then, take care. Have a nice time.